I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Easter Parade by Richard Yates. This book follows Sarah and Emily Grimes through approximately 4 decades of their life. They are sisters and their parents are divorced. Their father is an alcoholic and their mother kind of is as well, and it's very much one of those books where things happen, but it's basically just you're following these two characters throughout different points of their lives. The book mainly focuses on Emily and her life and her perspective on things, and then through Emily's eyes you see what's going on in Sarah's life. Sarah got married young and has the more traditional life, but she's sort of in this unhappy marriage, and then Emily is the working girl who is in multiple relationships throughout her life and never really settles down and gets married at all. And in typical Yates fashion, everything is super depressing. This is my first Richard Yates novel ever, but I did see The Revolutionary Road with Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio when I was in college when it first came out, and I really loved that movie, but it was just so heartbreaking that I couldn't get myself to actually read the book because I heard the book is even more heartbreaking than the movie, and so I could never get myself to a point where I would be okay with reading it, so I decided I just wasn't going to read that one. And then I decided to pick this one up because Mercedes from Mercy Bookish Musings said that she was going to be reading this one, and so I decided to read it as well. I really like this novel. It's really easy to read. Language-wise, there isn't anything super difficult about the way Yates writes, so if you're looking for a classic / modern classic to read, I definitely recommend picking up some Yates. I went into this book basically knowing that things aren't going to turn out well for characters because it never does for his characters. Most of his themes always have to do with searching for happiness and, you know, the American dream and all this stuff, and having that perfect, fulfilled, you have everything sort of life, and the characters in his books never really seem to find it. I thought this book was really interesting because it gives both sides of each situation. Like, you see the grass is greener aspect of both Sarah and Emily's life, but at the same time you would never want either of their lives. A lot of the things in this book just have to deal with making choices and then dealing with the consequences of those choices. And then there are a lot of times where Emily specifically will look back and be like, oh, maybe if I had stayed with this person or I had done something differently, things would have turned out differently, or if I had a different relationship with my parents, I would be a different way, things like that. And those are all sort of the questions that go through people's minds as they get older. You start to get those what ifs and wonder if your life could have been any different than what it is right now. I really enjoyed this book overall, and I really appreciate everything that happens in this book despite the fact that it's so depressing, because it is so real and so raw, and you feel everything that these characters are going through. I definitely recommend picking up this book. If you have read this book, feel free to leave comments down below letting me know what you guys thought of it. Or if you have read other Yates books besides Revolutionary Road, let me know what you thought of those as well, because I definitely want to pick up more of his books. I have a feeling that he could easily become one of my favorite authors because his writing is just so engaging, and even though he sees the world in such a despondent light, I just really enjoy delving into his world. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.